Hello all, and welcome to Equestrian Yoga at Rockin Ranch. Today we're going to start in seated pose, and you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth during this practice. You can use the rhythm of your breath to ground yourself and find relaxation. In seated pose, you're going to lift your upper body towards the sky and ground your seat bones to the earth, much like you would feel when sitting in the saddle. And just take a few moments to breathe here. Next, we're going to reach an arm up towards the sky and bend over, stretching through your side body. Make sure to keep your shoulders relaxed. And then reach up with your other arm and stretch over. This is a good exercise for if you tend to slump to one side or the other in the saddle to kind of create length through that side body. And next we'll reach both arms up, stretching up towards the sky and down, relaxing through the head and up, breathing in and down, breathing out. And then next we're going to roll our shoulders. As equestrians, sometimes we tend to get stiff through our shoulders in the saddle, so this is good to help loosen things up. And you can also do this while you're riding if you're starting to feel a little tense. So we're going to stretch our legs out in front of us and flex and point through our feet, creating some mobility in our ankles. Our ankles act like shock absorbers while we're riding, so it's very important to keep them mobile. And shake our legs out. We're going to rise up and reach our arms up towards the sky in mountain pose. Remember to breathe. And arms down and into a forward fold, reaching down towards our toes. And it's okay if you can't reach your toes. Your hands might be more by your shins or just on top of your knees. And another option is you can interlock your forearms and kind of just let that weight pull you down, just nice and relaxing, swinging back and forth. But you can just do whatever feels comfortable for you. Next, we're going to do a halfway lift up to our flat back. You can kind of think like your back is flat like a tabletop. And then we'll rise up and hands to heart and just breathe. And arms up to mountain pose. And down, forward fold. And you can grasp the forearms and swing back and forth again. And halfway lift up to that tabletop. And up. And then we'll shake it out. And then you're going to shift the weight from side to side. And then we're going to be doing a balance exercise. So stick a foot out in ankle circles. As we know, balance is very important as equestrians to stay balanced in the saddle. And then we're going to go down onto our hands and knees. We're going to make sure that your shoulder is over your wrist in alignment, as well as your hips over your knees. We're going to do some cat-cows here. Make sure to breathe in and out, stretch up through the back, and then opening up through your chest for the cow, rounding out your back for cat, and opening up through your chest for cow. And back to a child's pose. This is a nice restorative pose for your back. And back to your hands and knees, and we're going to shift our weight towards our feet and lift up our knees. This is a good core exercise for core stability in the saddle. Just hold this for a few breath cycles. And we're going to stand up, arms up, and we're going to do a little sequence here. So there's a few different ways you can do this. The first way is with our knees lowering down to the ground and rising up to cobra. Your cobra might not be this far up, it might be more like there. That's fine. And then shift back through our knees to our downward dog and step up to our hands and rise up again. Now our next option is to step out to a plank and then lower down and up to our cobra. And then knees up to downward dog and stepping up to our hands and rising up, forward fold. Then we can jump back to a plank, lower down. You can still use any of the other options, up to cobra, then push up to a downward dog, and jump up to our hands. Then again, forward fold. We can jump to our plank and lower down. Don't go all the way down and do an upward dog, or you can go all the way down and do cobra. Push up to downward dog and hop up and forward fold down to the ground and relax in child's pose. So we're going to do a three-legged dog. Here I want you to find where your hips are nice and level. So don't bring your leg up like that, keep it level. So just like your hips would be aligned in the saddle. We're going to bend our knee, and now we're going to open up our hip. This is a nice hip opener. And your leg might not be that far up, and that's okay. And then we're going to step our leg up towards our hands into a nice lunge. And make sure your knee isn't over your toe. This is also a good hip opener. And step it back. And we're going to do our opposite leg. Make sure you find those nice level hips first. And you can bend the knee, lift the knee up towards the sky, extend the leg, stretch it out, and then step the knee or the foot up between the hands. And if you need to, you can rise up onto your fingertips or even onto a block. Riders sometimes have tight hips, so that's why these hip openers are important. So we're going to go into a staff pose. It's one you just kind of need to activate through your core and be present and notice your body alignment. So growing up tall through the spine, engaging. And then we can either roll it out, or if you wish, you could do the child's pose. And then we're going to slowly lower to the ground, engaging our core as we slowly lower and relax. And finally into our Savasana. And here you can either wiggle your fingers and toes around, or just relax and slowly feel like you're melting into the earth. Thanks for watching.